Joining me for Battery Dance TV. Today I will be teaching floor flow. So we'll begin with a short warm-up, and then I just have a maybe 2 8-count floor phrase that I'll be teaching. So I'll be leaving this class live on the Battery Dance Instagram. It'll be live for 24 hours. And then I'll be uploading this to Battery Dance TV. So you can tune in whenever you have time to take this class. We'll begin on the floor. I'm gonna slide back so you can see me. Just slowly waking up the body. We're gonna shift side to side. You can imagine your body like seaweed in water. So maybe initiate from the hips. Let the spine follow. Let the head come through last. So everything becomes nice and sequential. A nice rocky motion side to side. And you want to feel the cushiony part of your butt shift from side to side. Slowly waking up the spine. Again, letting the neck go. You can let the ears go and the top of the head go. Everything nice and sequential. See if you can slowly start to build this shift a little bit bigger. You can slide your hands out, maybe onto your forearm. So once you feel the transfer of weight, there is no extra force that you're putting into it. It's a matter of transitioning weight from side to side. So that gentle push initiates that transfer of weight. You gently find a way to transition all that fluidity in the body. Nice and transitional. You can take this from the forearm, maybe even a little wider. Get ready to slide the hand upstage. And slowly peel it back in. Again, letting the hips go. Letting the spine follow. And the head will come around last. Nice and easy in the body. Thinking of nice and sequential in the weight transfer. Here I want to introduce going into X position. So here we're going to open into X all the way onto the back. Allow the floor to take your weight. So you can allow the hips to sink into the floor. Allow the top of the head to sink into the floor. Initiating from your core, I want you to contract onto the left side. You're going to kind of come into a small ball. Nice contraction. Circle the right hand around. Push into the floor as you come up. So we're going to continue making big circles. Open to X. Expand from your center. Contract. And peel up. So nice and circular in the movement. We open to X. Expand. Contract. And peel. 2 more times. Slide. And open. Contract. And peel. Last time. We slide. And open. Contract. And peel. Nice and transitional in the movements. So once you find and build this relationship with the floor, you'll understand that there's not a lot of energy or force that you're putting into it. Everything becomes connected, everything becomes intertwined. So the movement should feel nice and circular, nice and released. So it's nice relationship and connection with the floor. Let's try the same thing on the left side. So here we slide the left arm upstage. Here we can open to X position, expanding wide from our center. Then contract onto the right side. Circle the left arm around. Push into the floor as you come up. So nice and easy in the body. We slide and open, contract, and peel. And slide and open, contract, and peel. Let's do it 2 more times. Slide and open, contract, and peel. One last time. We slide, expand, contract, and peel. So nice and transitional in the body. Figuring out a way to shift the weight, and everything else follows. The spine, and the neck, and the top of the head. We're going to do something very similar, but going forward and back only. So less circular side to side, more circular forward and back. So here I'm going to peel my hands back. I'm going to gently place my lower spine, upper spine, shoulders, and then arms peel up and over my head. Here I'm going to initiate from my hands, peel my hands forward, initiate from my core, peel my shoulders up, and then go up and over. You can have the idea of peeling. So we peel, open, and expand, and then we peel, close, and settle. So tracing the hands through the legs, throughout the entire body, up and over the head, and then bring it in, contract, using the core as you come up to sit up. We'll do it 2 more times. Open and expand and thread and contract. One last time. Open and expand and up and contract. Again, the idea of connecting movement, nice and transitional. So that was our little bit of our floor warm-up to get our body used to the relationship with the floor. Let's bring the soles of your feet together into a butterfly. You can drop the top of the head first, let the neck go second. Allow the shoulders to melt off the bone. Allow each vertebrae to melt into the floor. As you continue taking my class, you'll understand that I talk about each movement in transition. So here we'll stack each vertebrae on top of one another. Shoulders go over the hips, top of the head goes over the shoulders. I like to think of things folding and unfolding. So there's always a nice transition between movements. So even with the roll up, you never want to come up flat in my flow. So you want to figure out a way to transition clearly to become into the next movement. So even going down, top of the head, shoulders, spine, contraction, everything has a nice transition. So in your approach to movement, always take your time to transition one movement to the next. Never get into the picture immediately, but how do you arrive there? What do you do to get there? So here, let's place the right leg on top. Here I'm going to push my right knee down, I'm going to open my chest, and then I'm going to look over my left shoulder. Everything is nice and sequential, even the energy growing out of my chest past my shoulder has a breath. You can release the knee, transition the left leg on top. Here we'll press the left knee down, then sequentially open the chest, then take the shoulder and focus over upstage. Allow the energy to continue growing, past the shoulder into space. All the while focusing on the breath. Every time you exhale, always finding more space in the body. With every exhale, you want to think of dissolving any tension that you're holding in the muscles and the bones, and finding a healing energy with every exhale. So sending your body love and positive energy, positive affirmation with every breath that you take. Here, I want you to slide all the way onto your stomach. Allow the hip bones to melt into the floor. Allow the floor to take your weight. Sometimes we want to be in control of everything, even the body, but sometimes it's good to let the floor take your weight. So you don't have to hold this position, but allow the floor to take all of your weight. All you have to do is focus on your breath, finding more space in the body. Gently bring your knees together. Allow the feet to fall to the right side, looking over your left shoulder. You should feel the spine spiral, the hips open. With every exhale, you soften the muscles in the body. Go ahead and transfer the feet to the left side, this time looking over your right shoulder. You feel the hips opening, the spine waking up. Gently bring your knees together. Circle out the ankles in opposition. Just waking up the toes, waking up the feet. At your own timing, circle in the other direction. Nice circular motion. Gently tuck your toes under, take your hands back next to your shoulders, push into the floor, come onto your knees. Here in the next exercise, I want you to think of your body and the texture of your body just like honey. So inside the body, the muscles, the bones, and the skin, imagine the quality and texture of all of those parts as honey. So the body is nice and gooey, nice and sticky, nice and released. I want you to circle to the right 4 times, releasing the hips, releasing the spine, releasing the rib cage. All the while focusing on the texture of the body, nice and gooey, just like honey. Nice and released in the hips, in the spine, in the neck, and in the ears. At your own time, circle to the left. Focusing on the breath, finding more space in the body with every exhale. Beautiful. Take a moment. So in these exercises, the movement comes from the intention. So really focusing on the internal. Where are the movements, where is the movement coming from? Where is it initiating from? So everything can feel a bit more internal. And from your internal expression, it will outwardly manifest into the physical. So really focusing on the quality and the intention. The next circular exercise that I want to demonstrate before we go into the floor phrase is a series of 4 movements that I want to continue into a flow. So from our kneeling position, you're going to snake through, leading with the chest. You're going to arch the back, taking the focus up. Then take it back to all 4s. Then here you're going to contract, hips under, stomach in, round the upper back. So you have 4 moments in this exercise. See if you can transition each moment in a nice circular flow. So think of a wheel turning under itself. There is no beginning or end to this movement. Everything has a continuity. So 4 times all together. 6, 7, re-snake, 2, 3, to arch, 6, 7, take it back, 2, 3, contract, 6, 7, leave with the chest, 2, 3, and arch, 6, 7, and back, 2, 3, contract, 6, 7, 2 more times, 2, 3, and arch, 6, 7, take it back, 2, 3, contract, last time, leave with the chest, 2, 3, drop the shoulders, 6, 7, take it back to the knees, and contract, 6, 7. From here, let's just take it back to child's pose, pressing the hips onto the heels, lengthening long from the upper back. Drop the top of head into the floor. Find more space between each vertebrae. With every exhale, you find more space in the body. Walk the hands to the left, keep the right hip down. Walk the hands to the right, keeping the left hip down. Gently take it back to center. Place the hands next to the shoulders, push into the floor. Gently round it up, stacking each vertebrae on top of one another. Shoulders over the hips, top of the head over the shoulders. Stay nice and still. Focusing on the breath with every exhale, finding more space in the body. And you can let that go. Come back to center. So today we are focusing on floor flow. So that was just a nice short warm up, just to build a relationship with the floor. So I'm going to teach you 2 8 counts. I'm going to break down each step slowly so you really understand the transition and the flow of the movements. So from sitting here, feet are forward, nice parallel. Upper body's relaxed, so my shoulders are soft, my sternum is soft, my spine is nice and released. Really relaxing in the hips, allow everything to sink into the floor, and again imagining the intention and the feeling behind the movement. Here I want to embody seaweed and water, so everything's nice and deconstructed in the body. The first move, I'm going to slide my right foot underneath my left, so it's called threading. I'm going to thread my right foot underneath my left. Place the hands to the right side and we thread the right leg under here. Nice and smooth transition. So one more time, I'm going to place my hands to the right side and thread my right leg under here. Here, I'm nice and released into the floor. So let's reverse this movement just to see if we can transition smoothly in between. So hands, thread, floor, and reverse and up. 2 more times, nice and fluid. 2, 3, and up. 6, 7. One last time. Hands and thread, hands in and up. So we're not going to do the reverse in the phrase. I just want you to understand that relationship. You can go from one to the next in a seamless transition. So the hands go first, we thread the right leg under. From here, I'm going to take my right hand, thread it underneath my left. I'm going to ronde my left leg all the way up, out, and around. I'm going to circle my right arm around my head to reach upstage. Then I'm going to take both my hands into the floor. I'm in a bit of a spiral here, so I can feel that spiral in my spine. I'm going to swing my legs all the way around to face stage right. So nice and sequential from the top, just that much. So I have sitting in my neutral, place my hands down, thread my right leg under, thread my right arm under, circle my left leg up and around, circle my right arm up and around, push into the floor, feel a spiral in the spine, and swing the legs. Nice and transitional. So just like in the warm-up, you're never going to take your body fully at the same time. One body part initiates, the next body part follows. So just for a moment, take a look at the exercise. I'm going to take my hands, thread my leg, thread my arm, circle my leg, circle my arm, place my hands, and swing my legs to face stage right. So even though really there's only 3 parts to this exercise so far, there's more if you break it down. So everything is nice and sequential. Let's take it from the top all together, nice and slow. So place the hands down, thread the right leg under, thread the right arm under, ronde the left leg up and around, circle the right arm up and around, push into the floor with the palms of the hands, feel the spiral, then swing the legs facing stage right. From here, I'm going to transfer my weight from back to front. place the hands down, place the feet flat onto the floor, your knees pick up, push your pelvis up. So here's push the pelvis up towards the ceiling, let the head release, let the knees sink forward. You're gonna go up and over, falling into your hands and sliding back into an X position on the floor on your stomach. So let's take that back. This idea is sending the hips up and around. So really think of transfer the weight from back to front. So we just finished the spiral and the swing. Push into the floor with the hands, place the feet into the floor, send the pelvis up, let the focus go up, let the knees fall, take the hands forward. Now here, just slide back where you came from into an X position, nice and sequential. Thinking of that idea of expanding long away from your center. Let's take that back from the top, nice and continuous. So feet parallel, 6, 7. We have the hands and thread the right arm, rond de jambe. We contract, we spiral, we swing, we go back to parallel. Take the hands, take the pelvis, send it forward, send the hands, push the floor, open into X. Nice and sequential. The third part of the exercise, take the right leg back into attitude, push into the floor, swing the right hand, swing the left. Here you're gonna go up into a double attitude and suspend. So going back onto your stomach, you're in an X position. Take the right leg back, peel the left half of the body off the floor, swing the right arm, take the left arm up and over as you suspend. Here, the last part of the exercise, I'm going to swing my legs to the left. I'm going to circle onto my chest. I'm going to circle my knees up and around, push into the floor, and I come back to where I began the entire exercise. So nice and slow. From the X position on the stomach, take the knee back, peel off the floor, swing the right, swing the left, double attitude. Swing the legs to the left side, circle onto the stomach, circle the knees, push the floor, the hips go first, the spine, the chest, and the head to come back to neutral. So, from the beginning, nice and circular. That's the entire floor phrase on the right side. We can also do this on the left. So nice and easy. Take your hands to the floor, thread your right leg under, thread the right arm under, rond de jambe the left leg up and around, contract onto the left side, push into the floor, feel the spiral, swing the legs around. We're facing stage right. Push into the floor, send the pelvis up, take the focus up, place the hands down, stake it all the way back into X position, laying on your stomach. Take the right leg into back attitude, push into the floor, swing right, swing left, suspend, swing the legs to the left, circle onto the stomach, take the knees up and around, push into the floor, come back to neutral, to where you began. That's the exercise, nice and slow from the top. I'd like to demonstrate it a little bit more sequentially, so watch once and then you can take a moment to work on this on your own. So we have reach and thread and round and contract and swing and back and up and through and slide and back and up and suspend and swing and circle and up, 6, 7. Nice and sequential in the body. So, for now, I don't want to give you any musical cues. I want you to find your own way to transition the movement from side to side. When do you find your spiral? When do you find your moments to unspiral? So go ahead and take a moment to work through that. Again, I will leave this class on the battery dance Instagram, and it will be live for 24 hours. And then I'm gonna upload this to Battery Dance TV. So it'll re-air tomorrow at 9 a.m. and then stay on the Battery Dance television, which is our one stream channel. So the idea of sequentiality, allowing an initiation of the movements and then following of the movements with each body part. So go ahead, continue to work through the right side. I'm gonna talk through the left side once, and then I'll demonstrate it once, and then you'll have right and left. And this again is just a floor warm-up. It's really finding your relationship with the floor. How do you transition movement? How do you transition your weights? How can you make movement fluid, circular, and creating a flow within your own body in relation to the floor? So walking through the left side, nice and slow. I'm gonna take my weight to the left, thread my left leg under, thread my left arm under, rondage on my right leg, circle my left arm up stage, spiral, push into the floor, swing my legs around. Push into the floor with my hands, send my knees up, send my pelvis up and over, place the hands onto the floor, push back into X position. Here, take the left leg into back attitude, swing the left arm, swing the right arm, suspend. Swing the legs to the left, that was the right side, if you're facing the front. Swing the legs around, circle onto the stomach, take the knees around, push into the floor, and come back up to neutral, where you began. So, nice and transitional. The left side will go, reach, thread, thread, wrong, contract, spiral, swing, and parallel. Hips, press, up and over, snake, open, attitude, swing, suspend, swing, roll, stomach, knees, push, and parallel. So, we have a nice circular phrase, right side and left side. You can take a moment to come back and review this phrase, but this is just a nice warm-up, a really great way to understand circularity, continuity of movement. So again, I'll leave this class on the Battery Dance Instagram for 24 hours and re-upload tomorrow morning. So you can come back and work through this phrase whenever you have time. So again, focusing on transition of movements, fluidity, focusing on breath, finding more space in the body with every exhale. Thank you all for joining me this morning for Flow. Sending you all love and light.